Danny Wallace, thank you for being with us. Can you remember the first thing?
15. 10 seconds. 7 seconds. 5, 3.
Well, you'll be amazed by what can happen just by saying yes a little more often, not only to opportunities that suit you, but to things that you'd normally avoid like the plague. Danny Wallace, an award-winning journalist in London, decided that he would say yes to every opportunity and offer that came his way for a whole year just to see what would happen. Well, he's managed to get through it all and he's publishing a book about his experiences. Danny recorded this interview with me a little earlier. Danny Wallace, thank you for being with us. Can you remember the first thing you said yes to after you embarked on this campaign?
I can, yeah. I woke up in the morning and the phone was ringing and I knew I had to say yes. And this fella came on the phone and it was a cold call, you know, where they try and kind of sell you something.
Yeah.
And this guy said, hello, I'm phoning from a double glazing company in London. Just wondered if you'd like a free, no obligation quote for double glazing. And I said, yes. And I don't think anyone had ever said yes to this man before. He was slightly bewildered, slightly confused by the whole thing. He sort of went, right, okay, we should probably have a meeting then. And I said, yes. And he said, when's good for you? And I said, well, when's good for you? And he said, Tuesday. I said, yes. He said, 2 o'clock. I said, yes. But then I started to feel quite guilty because I've already got double glazing all over my flat. And so I said to him, thing is, I am already fully double glazed, I should warn you. He said, what? I said, I'm just saying, you can still come round, you can still give me a quote, but I am already fully double glazed. And he said, are you wasting my time? And I said, yes. So I realised then it could get me into some degree of trouble.
What sort of rules did you impose?
Well, I wanted to make it achievable, and I soon realised that if I was going to say yes to everything, it wasn't really going to be all that achievable. People, you know, if someone said to me, are you a pregnant mother of 2? I'd have had to have said yes, and that would have led to, you know, some degree of confusion between us, perhaps some animosity. So I thought, well, I'll remove the deceit, and I'll just say yes to favours, requests, suggestions, invitations, basically all the little opportunities that come at you every single day, all the achievable yeses. That's what I'll do. So if I'm invited somewhere and you know, I'm in the habit of saying no if it's going to be a hassle or I'm going to have to change buses to get there, and usually I would have just, you know, white lied and said, oh, I can't make it, I'm doing a thing. I couldn't do that anymore. I had to say yes.
Now, you did say yes to giving someone your internet banking details, and that was, you know, most people would say that's pretty dopey.
Yeah, dopey is one word for it, stupid's another. There are many you could have chosen. I'm glad you went for dopey. Yeah, that you know, the thing is, at the same time, these were kind of, you know, these were all what-ifs. All my choices had been made for me. It was quite liberating, really, because I just had to say, you know, I just knew the answer to whatever I'd have to do would be yes. It was like a roll of the dice where the answer would always be the same. So yes, you know, I gave away banking details, but I also said yes to all my spam email, which is a dangerous thing. I don't know how I can say it at this time of the morning, but I'm now the proud possessor of a male enhancement patch. Don't know if that's a vague enough way of saying it. Any children watching won't know what that is. But I also became an internet minister. I got a nursing degree. All sorts of stuff, really.
Did you lose any money when you gave away your banking details? I'm fascinated to know. Did they rob you?
Well, the banking thing, I mean, do you get as many of these kind of weird emails over there as we get over here, where people email you and say, like, I got one from some guy calling himself Omar, and he said, hi, Daniel, I am Omar, I'm the son of a murdered sultan, and just before he died, my father talked of you with great affection and talked of your considerable acumen in business. Now, I've got no business acumen, and I have no idea why a murdered sultan would have been talking with me about me with such great affection. But this guy wanted to give me a load of money, and so I started up a correspondence with him. It got to the point where I nearly gave him the money, but it was only when I got another email telling me that I'd won $25 million on the European lottery, a lottery I'd never entered, and all they wanted to pay the money into my account was my account details, or I could go to Amsterdam to pick the money up. Being slightly canny, I chose the second option. I was still saying yes, but I thought I'll go to Amsterdam and see what happens. Clearly, I didn't win the money, but I did have a fantastic night out in Amsterdam. I said yes to a load of things that I wouldn't have said yes to normally. At one point, I ended up in a gay leather bar, and that's not, you know, it's not a wise place to be if you're a straight man who's decided to say yes to every favour, offer and suggestion. So after I got out of there, I said another yes, and this was another dodgy one. Usually, where drugs are concerned, don't condone it, just say no is the message. But I had to just say yes on this occasion. I ended up having what is known as a psychotropic mind bomb. I ended up thinking for the rest of the evening that I had a small talking dog on my shoulder, which was confusing but comforting at the same time. I don't really know why. And I only really remember that because a portrait artist outside, one of those street portraits fellas, said, "Would you like your portrait done?" I said yes. I sat down. He began to beautifully craft my image in charcoal. And then at one point I said, "Don't forget about the dog." And he said, "What dog?" And I said, "The little talking dog on my shoulder." And it being Amsterdam, he just went, "Oh, okay, yeah, right." And he started drawing it, and it's remarkably accurate, I'll be honest, 'cause I don't think he could see that dog.
Danny, what was the best yes you said during that time?
Oh, there were so many. I mean, I kind of discovered that the most mundane things can lead to the best experiences, and the things you don't want to do that you think will be rubbish actually turn out to lead to the coolest adventures. So, I mean, you can go to the worst party and end up having the best time. There is a very special yes, and she's sitting outside, you know, so I'll let you guess the rest.
That's nice. Is she an Australian yes? I read somewhere that she might have been.
Yeah, she might have been, and she still is. I'm a great admirer of your women folk now. I think, you know, Australia, yes. I don't know how to say that without sounding suddenly very sexist. But yes, well done on the whole women thing.
Okay, well, we'll take that as a compliment.
Keep it up.
Danny, it's been great to talk to you.
She's going to kill me for that.
It's okay.
Thank you, you too.
Nice to meet you. Bye-bye.
You too, bye-bye.
What a funny man.
He's a very funny man.
Do you think I've got great abdominal muscles?
Oh, no, hang on, I'm not doing the yes thing. I have no idea. Probably. You keep telling me you do.
Well, that's right. The answer is yes.
Every day you tell me about your great core strength.
That's it. The answer is yes. Next up, a new generation of sleeping pills. Is it okay to take something to help you catch some Z's?
And I'm so tired of waking up tired. Man, they just drag on.